What's up, everyone? Back with another video. I'm doing a different style video today than normal. No skate park stuff. I'm actually going to be doing a install on this guy. I'm doing a huge heat exchanger from ZZP called the Stealth Heat Exchanger. It's been out for, I don't know, like 15 years now. It mounts the heat exchanger to the front and it holds, I think, like 3 times the amount of coolant. So it does a pretty significant job. Seems like it should be a decent upgrade. The install doesn't look too involved, but there's not too many videos on it online, so I figured I would take you guys along for the journey. If you need to do it yourself, then you got a good tutorial to go by. So let's get started. So this is the heat exchanger. It is way bigger than the stock one. This I bought secondhand. It's actually a pretty old one because it doesn't even have the bleed line for the option B kit. That's how old it is. I don't even think the option B kit was out when this thing came out. And it has their old logo welded onto it, which I thought was cool. But you know, you always risk buying used stuff. I learned my lesson on this one because it did have a leak that I had to weld back together there to seal that up, but I tested it. It's not leaking anymore. Should be ready for the install. So here we go. All right, bumper is off. So now we gotta start taking this guy off. So we don't actually have to fully take off this AC condenser. You just gotta unmount it and kind of pull it off to the side. I think, seeing that I'm kind of low to the ground, I should be able to just rest it on the ground and then work on the bolts to get the actual heat exchanger out of the center. You do have some leeway because these are rubber back here. You don't want to be cranking on it too bad, but it will twist and turn without breaking anything. So it will be a 10 mil right there, and then another 10 mil down there. All right, so the bolts are now out. So now it's just being held up by being slid in this plastic bracket. So from here, we just need to slide it down. And I got a skateboard in case I need a little bit more height, because I don't want to stretch that too much. But all right, I was able to ditch the skateboard. It wasn't too low. To just sit on the ground. So now that gives us access to some more 10 mils here and another one right down here. And then this whole plastic unit comes out. You can see they're attached to the stock heat exchanger. So once it's out, we're gonna take these off of the heat exchanger and we're gonna mount these back into the place they were. So then the AC condenser can go back into its original spot. And then from there, the Stealth will go in front of everything. And it's going to mount on these little studs here and here, right there. So, and then there's another little bracket that mounts to the hood latch. Probably the most important part is to drain the system. You got these like constant tension clamps here and then here. I am kind of scared to have to take these off. These have probably never been off in the car's lifetime. They're probably gonna come off hard. All right, so the stock one is out. Now this Stealth is gonna be going in. And this is Andrew and he helped me. Whew. All right, that was a battle. This is now mounted. So you can see here that this is where this mounts to. You got this little L bracket. This mounts to the bottom bolt on the hood latch. And then the other two sit over here. This is a stud sticking out for the crash bar. So that's the bolts right in there. That sticks through. That sits on the stud, and then you gotta put a nut on there. So this thing is solid. It's not going anywhere. I can't even move it. And it's the same over here. So that's the configuration of how it mounts. Now, just gotta add some coolant to it. I am just praying this thing does not leak. I think I did a good job soldering that hole shut, but I guess we'll find out. Yeah, so like I said before, the newer ones have a little bung here, kind of like the stock one actually. The stock one has it right here. That would be a bleed line for your option B tank that's going to sit here, right on this side of the motor. So I don't have that, but I don't think it's totally necessary. I mean, it clearly helps, but for my purposes with the car, like a lot of people that do all the cooling mods that you could possibly do for this thing, typically you're tracking the car. I don't track this car. I drive it from home to work and from work to home and then to a couple car shows. And in between those rides, I maybe do 1 or 2 pulls. So I think the Stealth is gonna be more than enough. It wasn't a deal breaker for me when I was buying this Stealth that it didn't have that little bleed line. So now I just gotta get my hoses back on and fill this thing up and bleed the system. And then this install will be done. Then I can put the front bumper back on, so. All right, yeah, so this one has a fill neck, unlike the stock one. So I'm gonna fill this to the brim, and then we'll start the car. That'll start the pump, let it circulate, and then I'm gonna top off the rest of it through the little fill neck tube. If you still have yours, if you have the option B tank, you're just gonna fill through there anyway. But also, I'm still on stock tune. So that means the pump comes on when the engine turns on, but if you have a ZZP tune or anyone else that tunes these, most likely the pump will come on when you have the key turned on. That's how a lot of tuners set that up. So, yep. All right. The job is done. You can see it sticking through right there. It's got kind of a stock appearance, but I mean, if you know what you're looking at, you can tell it's not stock. It looks nice. I would have filmed more of me putting the bumper back on, but I figured that might have been boring. And I was just struggling to bleed the thing. It would have been a lot easier not having to start the car every time if you could just turn the key and have the pump run. But yeah, the system's all bled. I just took it for a test drive, no leaks. And again, this is a stock car. It's stock tune, stock pulley. So I wasn't really expecting to feel a drastic difference. But where this thing really shines is when you start making power with it, with smaller pulleys and stuff like that. The smaller pulley you go, the more heat you're gonna create. And that's when heat exchangers make a big difference. And I have a 3.0 pulley that I'm gonna be putting on this car soon. So that should do a good job at keeping temps cool. So feel free to ask any questions if you have them in the comments below, because there's not really many videos on this, on the Cobalt specifically. ZZP just did a good one on the Saturn 9 Redline. That's different. It's a little bit different of a process. Like I was talking about earlier with those brackets, don't put those brackets back in because they tell you to on the Saturns. But on this one, you don't. You just put the AC condenser in without the brackets. So, because you're not gonna have enough room. That's what I was having trouble with. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a IET2 gauge to show like before and after. So I'm going to put on the screen some data logs that I've seen other people have of before and after the Stealth. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna be doing a timing kit in this thing. After that, I'm gonna be doing some power mods, and I will be filming that because that's more entertaining stuff. So stay tuned for that, and drop a comment with any questions you got. Drop a like if you like the video, and subscribe if you want to see more on this car, or if you like seeing me go to the skate park and mess around on my scooter. All right, thank you. Have a good one.